Cepeke has said a song come to you in different ways. And most of the hits I've written up to last week, things like Long Time, I actually saw Kitchener singing that melody on stage. Sometimes I dream melodies. Now, on other times you could get ideas out of conversation. Somebody says something slick, and I go back to things like party hopping when what's his name again? Falcon was on a little stress, so he came by me this Saturday, and I couldn't get rid of him. And, you know, he just having me going from one point to the next island wide. And I said to him, Falcon, what are you up to? You just have me driving all over the island. He said, boy, we party hopping. And that's why I wrote this song, Party Hopping. I thought that was a great idea. But, you know, coming back to the basics, you could either write a factual song, like Folk Got, which I was just relating the facts as I knew them. It was, you know, you always had to be very careful that you report the facts accurately, so that to refer to the amount of rainfall and the damage. Or you could write a philosophical song, something that, like a song I would like, Who is the Richest Man in the Grave? I wrote that for Pink Panther in Trinidad. I also wrote a song, you know, which is pretty philosophical again, about attending my own funeral and what I expect and what I saw, what I heard, you know. And that's one way. And another way, it could be just a satire, a political satire on anything. These ideas come to you. And that's why in my early days, I could recall, just to give a bit of a history to support what I was saying. I figured that anybody can write a song. And the song is basically a poem with a melody. But, you know, there's certainly things you have to follow when it comes to Calypso, that there's no real metering in a poem. But I could recall I had my folks' experience in writing songs at secondary school. You know, a geometry teacher. And another time when we stole sweet drinks, and we had this debating society stuff in the afternoon. I made my first attempts at writing songs there. Then after he came to the Calypso competition, I didn't have enough confidence that I could write a song to compete. So I went to a gentleman called Mr. Ramsey and said, write me 2 songs. And he started singing some nonsense about egg-soup and football pools. And I went home and said, but this is rubbish, I could do better than that. And I wrote my first song there. And from since that I've been writing, because I was disappointed. This guy was the editor of the newspaper and talking nonsense. And I was determined I'd do my own song. But some guidelines you have to follow, you know, like I was fortunate to buy a couple of lyrics books, you know, that give you guidance in writing, like cohesion, development of the idea. Sometimes you even have to sacrifice a rhyme just to have the idea progressing. Yeah, Paps was a master and be at singing unrhymed calypsos. You know, they were master that, you know, but you know, they tend to click when you have rhyme. They tend to click, you know, check, click, check, you know, that kind of way. And also the metering is important on the melody. And I always feel that melody is very important. And I try to avoid heavy literature because somebody had a song which Wrangler took with him called Songwriter's Cookbook, where they tell you to use the language of the street, easily understood, easily remembered, hit you one time. So I tend to stay away from words that I feel the ordinary man will have to look up, you know, in sort of writing. And those are the sort of guidelines I follow. I have a key that when I write a line, I have to ask myself certain questions about the line. And if you're not answered 100%, I know the line is wrong. And I know sometimes when me and Cepeke working together, and we get stuck, he'll come up with what we call a glorious pad. You know, just say, give a pad line just to get going. I said, no. But just to show you the ability that persons have that they don't know. I could recall we were doing Fort Gut, and we were stuck for 3 weeks. I was very frustrated. If it continue, 3 inches of rain, sun was gone down the drain, if it continue. And I'm stuck on the University of Soca veranda, can't get to go any further. And my uncle and they said, come Jack, come this and that. And I'm cursing. And I could recall there was a little girl, 9-year-old girl, standing across the road, because they used to stand up and listen to us from junior Dagenham primary school there, junior primary. And when I said, if it continue, she said, Montserrat would have done for true. I said, Jesus Christ. Perfect line. You know, so I'm saying everybody has that ability, but some people don't trust themselves. And I saw like one of the late developing writers is Iceman. You know, I don't need to write with me, but I could see his work progressing and getting better and better every year. And this is why young people must use something that they feel they don't have, try. And you could only get better with time.